Hi, this is Dominic from SnapLogic. I'm just back from a fantastic week at the SnapLogic sales kickoff. Unfortunately, that kickoff was in Arizona, which is a long way from here in Italy. But luckily, I have this coffee pot here at my desk. So let me just load that up so that I can wake up a little bit. And then we can talk about what we were doing and why I'm so excited about the year to come with SnapLogic. Quite apart from the travel, which is always exhausting, well, it's always great to catch up with colleagues and especially partners. One of the sessions that we had at Sales Kickoff was a panel discussion with several of our strategic partners at SnapLogic, and one of them was Smriti Gupta, who was joining us from Infosys. And she said something that I thought was interesting and worth exploring a little bit together, which is that data is the key to AI, and SnapLogic is how you get access to data. Now, obviously, that's very gratifying to hear from one of your key partners, but that's not the interesting part from my point of view. It's that it's worth remembering the importance of a strong and omnivorous data fabric to actually achieving success with AI. It's easy, some might say all too easy, to stand up a cool demo with AI and get everyone excited. And it's a lot harder to get it to production scale and delivering concrete value. And the reason for that is precisely the access to data. Enterprises are data-driven, AI is no exception to this rule. But luckily, this is a problem that we know how to solve. Data integration is not something that's new to the domain of AI, it's just that AI mostly started out within the realm of innovation and quick proof of concepts, and now it has to move into the more mature, more stable, well understood domain of talking to all of the existing systems and consuming all of the huge piles of data that enterprises have. Because after all, the value of AI is directly proportional to the specificity of the recommendations that can come up with, the special unique data that only your enterprise has that will let the AI give you a response that is unique and specific to your enterprise and your situation and the particular use case. And so that's why we think being data-driven is not just a nice to have, but it is key to success in this domain. And it's also important to remember that not all of the systems that AI will need to talk to are data sources that can be queried. A lot of systems in enterprises are not of that nature. They're more in the nature of things that you use to achieve some sort of task. So it's more of an API integration. And as enterprises move to the idea of a composable architecture, AI should be no different. It should be part of that drive as well, making sure that it has access to those APIs. And again, the precondition is that you have an integration layer that makes those APIs easily accessible without friction, but also in a way that is secure. Only the people who are supposed to have access will have access, and resilient. That access is reliable and can be counted upon to achieve business purpose and to run business processes on. And the final piece of the puzzle is agentic. So this is super exciting for its own purposes and for all sorts of reasons, and is probably worth a whole other coffee discussion. But a particular reason why it's important is something that we saw in the news just recently, but we've seen in the news regularly over and over again. This particular instance, a major US law firm was in the news because they sent an email to over 1,000 of their in-house lawyers, advising them please not to use AI to prepare case documents, because one of their lawyers had got in trouble when they cited 8 or 9 precedents, elements of case law that turned out to be hallucinated by a general purpose AI. I don't know whether it was ChatGPT or something else, but the point is it wasn't something specific. It didn't have access to any specific systems or databases, and it definitely didn't have the sort of checks built in that would have let people figure out ahead of time that, oops, those cases don't actually exist, those precedents didn't occur or didn't occur in that way. And the agentic approach, which doesn't rely on just one model, but many models operating in concert with each other, can help us put in place the guardrails that prevent that sort of thing happening. And that's important because, as those lawyers demonstrated, if there isn't an existing system, people want the benefits of AI and they will absolutely go out and use something consumer grade, not secure, not compliant, and potentially get themselves and the company they work for into trouble by doing that. But it's not a case of trying to ban the use of these systems, it's more a case of trying to make it easy for people to do the right thing. People want to do the right thing. People are using these AIs because they want to do their job better and get better results for the law firm's clients. It's just that in this case, the approach that they took unfortunately kind of backfired, but it's also incumbent on us as IT professionals to empower our users to do the right thing and get the result that they and our clients need. And so that is my thinking as I come back from the SnapLogic SKO in Arizona. As the jet lag hopefully begins to wane, I'll have more thoughts on these three areas of an enterprise having to be data-driven, composable, and agentic in its approach to the future if it is to achieve the benefits that it wants to achieve, whether we're talking about AI or about any of the other domains of enterprise IT. So I'm hoping that you'll join me as my coffee brews and we'll have more conversations about all of these topics in the future. But in the meantime, if this sounds like something that you would like, please do check in. You can subscribe to these videos, and so you'll receive the next installments where, with any luck, I will be a little bit more awake and have some more thoughts on these and future topics. Thank you very much for watching, and we will catch up again soon. There we go. Mother's milk. Cheers.